What was being a virgin in college like?
Yeah, I think for me, I wasn't focused on that because in high school, I didn't make a lot of friends. And to a certain degree, I didn't love high school.
How deeply, really, if you're being 100% real, were you hurt that I threw you under the bus and said I wasn't one?
I was pissed because I was like, wow, what the fuck? Because you guys were giving so much heat on me about this whole thing, right? So then I was like, wow, Travis just lets me take all the heat for this. Like, what the fuck?
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to another episode of Real Sensitive Guy Hours. This is episode 94. I gotta look to my left every time.
God,
Yeah,
it's 94.
Yeah,
Shit,
bros.
dogs.
And with that, we're bringing upon.
I was 94. I thought this was 95.
No, it's not, boys.
No.
Today, I've got the host with the most here with me today. To my right is Travis.
What's good?
To my bottom right is William.
What's up, everybody?
And the special boy of the evening.
Yes,
It's not his birthday. Ladies and gentlemen, he was a 4-time wrestler
I don't know what that means.
in high school.
One of an ungodly number of siblings.
What is up, everybody? It's Oliver.
I wasn't done, but I guess
Damn.
it's fucking Oliver.
Let us finish the intro. Let us finish the WWE intro.
All right.
Today is the curious case of Oliver Wickiser today. Last week, we interviewed William. We all want you guys to know who we are as people outside of the characters that are Real Sensitive Guy Hours versions of us. And we've prepared some questions. So, Oliver, how's it going, bro? What are you up to?
It's good. And what am I up to in terms of like general life, or like you have any specifics, or like
I don't know.
just
How
in
you
general?
feeling with this
How's
whole
your life
interview?
going? Are you satisfied with life at this moment?
Yeah, I mean, I think like overall, like it's been in my mind, this has been a tough year for me in terms of a job. Like I've gone through like at least 3, so I think
But now you've gotten settled on one you pretty well like now.
Yeah, I've got somewhere. I'm still learning. Obviously, I'm making more money, which helps, and I'm striving in the right direction of where I want to be and getting experience, which is good. So
Not working for a pyramid scheme.
On that, based off of how you're looking today, I gotta know, why aren't you wearing the white t-shirt, bro? Like, what's going on?
Yeah, we've told you about this.
See, if you wear the white t-shirt all the time, it loses its like magic. So if you bring it back once in a while, everyone goes, "Whoa!"
That's true. You should have like a long sleeve one too, but that's still really tight.
I have a long sleeve, like it's kind of like athletic wear, but it's not. So it's not the same. It's a different material. It's not like a fabric-y thing. It's more of like a sleek.
I want to see those huge pecs on the white t-shirt.
For sure.
My pecs aren't that big, honestly. My calves and my arms are bigger, but.
You mentioned a lot about going through some struggles today, but I want to know the full story. What did your childhood look like?
Childhood, I mean, I was homeschooled until high school. So it was pretty much, you wake up, my mom taught myself and almost all my siblings homeschooled till high school, except for my 2 older sisters and my oldest brother. They went to school when they were in middle school, and then from there.
How did that make you feel?
I mean, I was okay with it. I mean, being homeschooled, I could finish school. Go ahead.
You liked being homeschooled then? You didn't want to go to regular school, or were you jelly?
I didn't really know what to think of it because it wasn't like all of my other siblings did. I was the one left out. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
We all were homeschooled at one point in time, except for my oldest brother. I forgot to mention that. He was the only one that wasn't. But so I got to wake up every day, do my schoolwork, and then I was done for the day. And then I could either do whatever I wanted, play games, or go outside, or when my brothers were done, we could all like hang out and do whatever because we're all relatively close, same age, like a year and a half, 2 years apart. So
did you ever want to go to regular school whenever you were homeschooled?
I didn't know what it was like, so I didn't even think about it. Honestly, I didn't know what it was. Did
you have any like angry feelings or like resentment or anything towards your parents once you did go to real high school about them keeping you out of school until then? And maybe sending you in with less experience than you could have if you had gone to public school at least a couple of years before?
I think it would have been nice to at least get like socially acclimated. I think that was a big thing for me in high school. Is like I had a hard time making friends because all these kids, all these people in school, my peers, have known each other for 6, 7, 8, 9 years already, from kindergarten to middle school to high school. So trying to like integrate yourself in those friend groups can be tough from someone who's never done that before. But I had friends on the soccer team and the wrestling team because you're on the same team, you're going to know who each other are. But having friends outside of that was kind of tough for me because I didn't know what it was like or how to be social or get acclimated to that like atmosphere.
And they like make you be friends with the people on your team.
I mean, yeah, there's people like obviously like everybody on my team I didn't mind. Like obviously I knew them because I played like rec soccer before and travel soccer, and those were the same kids that tried out on the soccer team in high school. So I already knew them. So I like knew who they were at least. I wasn't going into school and high school not knowing anybody. I knew people. People outside of that, you
didn't have any like best friends.
I mean, I did, but they didn't go to my school.
Yeah, exactly. That's what I meant.
Yeah, exactly. I didn't have anyone like. I didn't really go to any parties in high school. Like, and if I did, it was either a party that my older brother was going to, or my younger brother, or like, I didn't really do anything outside of just coming home and doing homework or hanging out with my brothers, or if there was an event for a soccer team or wrestling that I went to. That was about it.
So you mostly just hung out with your siblings, and like they were like kind of your best friends for a long time.
Yeah. I mean, it was kind of weird. So you asked about my childhood. So we always have this thing in our family. So we call it the top. We call it the older kids and the younger kids. So I'm one of 8. So there's the younger 4, which is my older brother Luke, and then me, and then my younger brother Pete, and my youngest brother Jack, and then the top 4, my 3 sisters and my oldest brother. So they were obviously doing things that we couldn't do at a certain age that myself and at least my brother Luke wanted to be a part of. So we always called the divide, because we were always left doing, what the younger half does and what the older half can get away with. You know what I mean? Because they were older and we didn't know.
Yeah, so the elder council.
The divide, damn.
Yeah, so
there was a divide in your family. You guys had clans and stuff.
It's not like that anymore because we're all older now. But back then, it wasn't like a massive thing. But like, if let's say all my older 4 siblings were away, Luke and I got blamed for everything. My older brother Luke and I because we were the next oldest. You know what I mean? So
I felt that. As the older kid, usually you're the one being put on the spot because you're the most mature.
Yeah, you're just expectations
you're
are high.
You're supposed to lead by example and like not, do the wrong thing at the wrong time. So
okay. Did you ever feel like you never got enough attention from your parents, being one of 8?
No, I don't think so. I think my parents did a really good job in that because like I don't really remember what it was like for my older siblings. But for the younger half, myself and my 3 brothers, we all played sports. And most of the time if we played rec, soccer, indoor soccer, so my mom or my dad coached. So we were, we were on the same teams, or they were there at our games, or they were there with us after hours doing schoolwork we hadn't finished, or helping us figure something out, or, just things like that. So I don't think so. I think my mom is a saint with her patience, because trying to raise 8 kids and them all being at one point she had 5 teenagers. We're all in our teens, so I don't, just thinking about that is kind of mind boggling. So
yeah, I can't even handle myself sometimes, let alone thinking about handling 8.
Yeah, I was gonna say it was probably better for him because like you're probably never lonely, right? Having so many siblings, like always somebody to hang out with.
Oh yeah,
like did you ever feel completely left out? Like there was divide between you and the rest of them?
I mean, there may have been like a couple of occasions where my older siblings did something, and then at one point in time they invited Luke, and then I didn't get to go, and I was like, wow, I guess I'm not old enough to be in this older crowd or this event that they were going to. But they brought Luke along so he could experience the things, because he was getting older and I was still at that age where I wasn't old enough yet to do whatever they were doing at the time.
Can you talk about an instance where that happened and you were pretty pissed about it?
There was one time, I wasn't like crazy pissed about it. There was one time, it was back when we were at Ocean City. We were on vacation. And my sisters knew this family across the street, my 2 older sisters, because they liked 2 of the boys that were there. And they were going over to play some game. I think it was like Cards Against Humanity or something. And they were going to be drinking.
Older kid game.
And they were going to be. It was probably when it first came out. And they were going to there, and they were going to be drinking. I knew that. Don't underage drink, by the way. I'm not saying I was over the age at this point. Anyway,
of course.
They brought my sister Haley along, who's the youngest of the 3 sisters, and then they invited Luke. And I wanted to go, and my sister Kenzie was like, "No, you're not coming. Like, you're not coming. It's not even a question. Like, don't ask." And I was like, "All right, whatever. I guess I'm not going." I was kind of pissed because like Luke got to drink, and I wanted to drink, so I was like, "This is bullshit." That's one instance. There's probably others where that happened, where they invited Luke to do something, or or one of my other sisters, and I wanted to go, and then I couldn't because I was too young. Or one of the reasons too, they could have, potentially not invited myself or any of my younger brothers. Cause like if it was the first time we experienced something to that magnitude, if we say something about it, our parents hear, then they're going to get in trouble. So it falls back on them. So almost like a tattletale kind of deal. So
true.
Yeah.
You got to have a strict age cutoff where you start including them.
It wasn't like strict, but like, I mean, yeah, there was one time I said something to my dad about something I did with my sisters, and my dad yelled at my sister about it. She came up to me like an hour or 2 later, was like, "Why did you say anything? Don't say anything, because when you get older, you're going to need us. Don't ever do that again." I was like, okay, damn, like shit. I was like, shit, damn, okay.
You've been summoned by the High Council, bro. They just fucking wrecked your shit.
Yeah,
it sounds like your sisters run the family, bro. I'm just saying.
I mean, like my sister,
the ringleaders.
My sister Colby would have never said anything like that unless it was something super personal, and I said it. My sister Kenzie would definitely be the one to say something and be like, "Why did you do this?"
You think she's evil? Do you think any of your siblings are like psychos or anything like that?
No, I don't think any of them
got issues. Like, man, it's crazy that they had so many kids and you're all like turning out really well-rounded.
I mean, the only person who seems like they have issues potentially is Luke. And he's admitted that a little bit. He thinks he has bipolar disorder a little bit, but because he's like super happy all of a sudden, and he gets super depressed. So he thinks he might be, but other than that, everyone's pretty stable.
Fuck, man.
That's
awesome. Not as bipolar.
Yeah, I mean, if I ever tell anyone that story of like, hey, my parents had 8 kids and we've like half of us have already graduated college and we're all like out on our own, they would be like, you're lying. This would never happen, especially in today's world.
Yeah, for sure.
They're all self-sustaining. Nobody's older and living on your parents' couch right now.
No.
All right.
I mean, the only person that is right now is my brother Peter, but he just graduated college and he just got he works at a local store, but until he finds something else, but he just graduated. So
sounds like could turn long term.
Let's move this timeline down. We didn't have any questions about high school specifically. But there's so many good ones, dude. Travis, how about you pick one?
I gotta just go with the first one, right? Because I have a question that branches off of it too.
Okay.
What was being a virgin in college like?
I mean, it wasn't like terrible because I didn't know what to expect. Yeah, I'd heard things and whatever, but I had never like been in the moment where an opportunity presented itself up to that point. So I wasn't like, oh, I'm so nervous about this or so scared about it or so like ashamed of it or whatever it might be.
But you didn't show any of that. I really was amazed at you. I respected you.
I appreciate it.
You seemed like you weren't out looking for it. You were just like, when it happens, it happens.
Yeah, I think for me, I wasn't focused on that because in high school, I didn't make a lot of friends, and to a certain degree, I didn't love high school. I thought it would last forever, and it didn't, which I'm kind of glad.
I did not love high school.
Yeah, and like for me, high school was a tough time because I didn't make friends. My junior year, when I tried out for the soccer team, I didn't make the team. Then they ended up winning states that year, so that fucking blew. And like I wasn't that great at wrestling. I just did it to like do an off-season sport. My brothers had done
it for 4 years. Yeah,
I know, but it wasn't like a sport I knew anything about until high school, which is my high school, that's kind of what happened. People go in the freshman year, don't know anything, and then by sophomore, junior, senior year, they get better. And I definitely did, but I didn't put my whole heart and soul into it because I didn't love it. I didn't love it a lot, and that was probably my fault. I could have taken more time to care about it. I would have been better.
But soccer was your true love.
Yeah, but my thing about that too is I feel like I lost a little bit of passion for it too. When I didn't make the soccer team my junior year, I was kind of like, whoa, cool. I guess I'll just play like rec somewhere and still, play as much as I can. But so I made college a thing not to worry about other things besides like just having a good time and making friends, because I didn't do that in high school and I didn't want the same outcome.
I lived the life I always wanted to live when I got to college too. That's respect.
Yeah, so I wasn't worried about
my
it.
question branching off of that question then is, were like, how deeply really, if you're being 100% real, were you hurt that I threw you under the bus and said I wasn't one?
I was pissed at first. I was pissed because I was like, wow, what the fuck is... You guys were giving so much heat on me about this whole thing, right? This whole thing for, I guess, until it happened. Maybe not. Maybe not.
It was a huge me. Not probably until it happened, but definitely when we first started hanging out, it was a huge
started hating out. Yeah, exactly. So then when it happened, I was like, wow, Travis just lets me take all the heat for this. Like, what the fuck? So I was just pissed about it in the moment because I was like, wow, like at that point, I was like, he just throws his friend under the bus. I mean, I know why you did it, but like, I was still, in the moment, I was pissed.
I participated in it too. The roasting, it was just, I couldn't take it anymore.
Well,
yeah, man. And off of his question, there was a lot of shade that was thrown over the few years or forever how long, because we're fucking ruthless. I talked to my dad about it. He's like, you guys don't hold any punches.
Yeah.
We always gave each other that disclaimer.
Yeah. It's never too soon, baby. What was the shade that we threw at you that hurt your feelings the most?
Yeah, did we ever actually wow too far?
I don't know. I don't know if you guys went too far. Are
you sure? We relentlessly bullied you at some points.
Yeah, but like I knew you guys were kidding. Like I knew it wasn't like anything like. Yeah, there was probably like some hurtful things we've all said to each other at one point in time or another.
You really were. You were good at just letting it bounce off your skin.
I think one thing was just like not to like let it phase me, because like at the end of the day, it didn't really matter. Like, yeah, you guys may have said something super hurtful. I probably have said something super hurtful back in our beginning years of college that maybe was out of pocket at some point in time.
Or what about like in 482 when like we would get in a fight about like chores or something? Did you ever like feel really hurt? I mean, not really like hurt after, so I just felt like sad. I'm like, I don't like to fight with the boys.
Yeah, I mean, there is times when like things like that would happen, and I was like, we could, myself or everybody, whatever was happening, could be more efficient in what we're doing to make this not happen. Yeah, great. This conversation is not going to be fun, or it's not going to be productive in the moment because one person is going to get super butthurt right away, and then we don't get anywhere until like an hour or two later. So.
I don't know if you're deflecting or if this is actually how you feel.
I don't know.
I have listened to everything, and you've seen the positive side of pretty much everything.
I mean, so yeah, there are some times of like with some chores and things that like if everybody's coming at you, it doesn't feel good. It's
that's what we want to know. That's what I want to know. I want to know. Here's the whole point of this.
It doesn't feel.
I want to hear the highs. I want to hear the lows. I want to understand the true version of you.
So, yeah, when like
I know you're good at letting things bounce off you, but you do have things.
I'm ready for these stories, Oliver.
Yeah, you like that feeling. We just have to like think of something specific and remind him of a memory that he's repressing.
Stories right now.
Yeah. Okay. So like well, obviously if like everyone's coming at you at once, it doesn't feel good. And I was just like, wow. Everyone's. I mean, in the hindsight, yeah,
it just did. Yes,
it was like I feel like you got for real butthurt when we came to you about like stuff about when we came at you about like stuff about women or about like the girl you were currently interested in or something like that.
Okay, all right, but Travis, does it feel good ever when like?
No, it doesn't. That was the stuff we would all get the most butthurt at.
We can all get
okay, yeah,
that's what I'm saying.
It's kind of like if let's say I'm interested in someone and everyone's like straight off the bat shit talking like, oh, they're not good for you or something. I'm like, bro, what if I already have feelings for this girl? Which in some cases that probably did
All right,
happen.
tell a story about
honestly.
when that happened.
Yeah.
Fuck. When did this? What story? I don't know. I think like maybe when we BK for a second, and you know who I'm talking about. Travis knows. Yeah, BK.
The things that probably make you the most upset is when you know deep down that we're right, but don't want to accept it at the time.
Yeah, that's true.
I feel like we've all had that.
To a certain degree, that was it too. And also, I knew for a fact she liked me at the time, and I didn't do anything about it because I was being too shy. And
plus, you also said like you felt like you were out of
Do
her
you think
league.
you missed an opportunity with skipping that, or did you?
He dipped his toes in. He didn't completely skip.
I don't know. I think like this.
Do you think he missed that?
I don't know. I think this particular girl liked to like someone that didn't give a fuck, which I did, but I also really gave a fuck about her at a certain point. And
what do you think you could have gained from? Because I think every relationship you learn a lesson from.
Yeah.
What do you think you could have gained being with that person?
I mean, probably honestly nothing at the time. I think I was still a freshman at that point in time. I hadn't really liked any girls at that point in time in the year.
Are you saying that it was more lust over love then?
I mean, I didn't love her.
Or maybe convenience.
Yeah.
I think it was convenient.
We hung out with them a lot, and they always wanted to come to our dorm to get
I think it was the convenience factor, and I had a feeling that she likes me a little bit too. I think there's all play. I don't think I would have gained anything from it. Yeah, maybe experience being with a girl for a period of time, but that's about it. I mean, she wasn't that nice to everybody on the outside looking in. Like, she wasn't that nice of a person. So
do you feel like with any of these girls, you were like, you got really attached to them, like emotionally, and they didn't necessarily reciprocate it completely?
Emotionally attached. I don't know. I didn't really like that many girls freshman year. Sophomore year, maybe.
Yeah, anytime. Anytime.
Maybe sophomore year when we met Miss Fur, I kind of liked her for a little because she was hot as fuck, and I thought I had a legit shot. But then, yeah, Brandyn knows what I'm talking about.
Yeah,
she was in Dirty Zest. Travis,
I felt like you really liked
Travis, she was that one girl. Remember, we were at a party at the townhouses, and we were leaving. And someone called me to come back, and it was her. And Travis was like, "What the fuck?" We were all drunk. We were all drunk.
I think I know what you're talking about. But there were a couple girls that you, over the time in college, were really into, and like they strung you along a little bit.
Yeah.
Like Nil, there was Nil. You were like more. I would say you were more into her than she was into you.
Yeah, that's fair. I would agree with that.
We roasted you a lot about her because we knew she just wasn't right for you.
Yeah, I think she was nice, and I had a class with her, so it was convenient. But I don't know. Outside looking in, I'm glad I didn't because she talks way too much.
True.
I think another one could have been Schaefer at one point in time. That one was a really weird situation with everything that happened with me and her. Yeah, that was weird because at first we were just friends, and then all of a sudden escalated very quickly at one point in time, and then it de-escalated very quickly at another point in time, and then it escalated very quickly. So
that's the definition of being strung along.
What about Travis's table?
I think that was just a situation at first I didn't want to be so like involved in because of a previous experience I had with the person that I liked before that. If you know who I'm talking about,
I actually don't know if I remember who you liked before her.
AST, friends with McDonald.
Gotcha.
Cancer's Twitter account.
FT.
Oh my God! How could I forget?
Yeah, I think with FD, I was so clingy at the fact because I knew she liked me at first, and then I hadn't really liked anyone and I had just broken up with my girlfriend at the time, so I was like, oh cool, this could be fun to get into, and then I was so clingy at the fact. I think maybe because of the fact I really liked her, and also the fact that like I wanted to get back into something.
Yeah, and you had like a string of that because, like you said, the girl right after that, Tabe, was kind of the same thing. You were getting I mean, you were kind of in love with her. Correct me if I'm wrong, but I
wasn't like,
feel like you were crazy.
I was
crazy
at
for
one
her,
point
man.
in time, but at one point in time too, like but even when it first started talking, I didn't care because I would work around our school like 3 days a week and then go home and work 4 days a week. I did that for like a month and a half straight. So there was like no point in time for me to even see her. So I didn't really, and the reason why I did that too is because I didn't want to be too clingy to end up the same one that happened with the girl I liked before. And
I feel like that whole thing bled into when we all moved in together too, though. So like you had a lot of time to do things, just kind of nothing ever was produced from that. Why do you think that is?
I think it's because I didn't take the chance on it, and I didn't. Like I said, I worked for a period of time, so I also missed the beginning of us just talking and where things usually start to go up from there. And then
were there times in like 482 time where you feel like you had an opportunity to make something happen with her, and you like missed it or squandered it in some way?
Not in 482. There's other times.
No, there was a time whenever we were in 482. So I remember sitting in front of the Wii U and we were playing Smash and we were talking about it. So your thought process behind that, because we never got that straight answer from you.
It was just process.
You didn't want to be clingy. I didn't
want to be too clingy because I didn't want the same thing to happen to me 2 girls in a row. And that may have been my downfall in the beginning because I didn't care at all in the beginning. And then she started talking to somebody else.
She thought there was a lack of interest because you were trying to hold back.
That could be true. And then she was talking to somebody else at the time. And then, that happened how that happened. So.
You think you dodged a bullet on that one now that you're all grown up?
I think so. Like, I don't know.
How she's turned out? Do you think she's better? Do you think she would have not have been good?
We'll get his answer when it's his turn.
I don't know. Like, I think if I dated her, it would have been fun for a little bit. I don't know how long we lasted, but I don't know. She's just a different person that, I don't know, at that point in time, I liked her. And then
did she have any like key features about her that like really like stuck out to you? That
what made you just fall for her initially?
Yeah, I think it was the fact that I was getting attention out of nowhere because I don't even know how we first started talking. I was getting attention.
True. She had a lot of guys falling over her at that point, and for some reason she was
you could definitely
paying attention to you
at the time, though.
Yeah, and then also there was like things like we would be drinking together, and then it progressed like us holding hands at some points in time. So I was like, all right, this could work. And then I missed so many opportunities, and she was talking to somebody else at the time because of the beginning where I didn't care at all because I didn't want the same thing to happen twice in a row.
Yep.
So
one time you were way too on the gas. The next time you let off the gas too much.
Yeah, exactly.
But there were also, I feel like for as many times as you were chasing someone really hard that you had like really strong feelings for, you also ended up with a lot of girls who like you seemed to not like care about that much or were kind of indifferent towards. Like it was kind of clear that it was doomed from the start with you feelings wise because you were never really that into it to begin with.
That's
such
fair.
as AC, such as Nuggie.
Yeah, that's okay. Nuggie kind of got forced on me to a certain degree, I think.
I feel like we did that to you a couple times.
I didn't
wanted you to have a girlfriend.
Please take it, please.
I didn't like. I could have not let that happen. I mean, yeah, sure, it was fine when those things happened, but eventually it burnt out.
I gotta tell you, the fucking Civilization game that we were playing with these girls around you was insane. We pulled so many strings.
Brandon's on a Civilization kick again, everybody, just so you know.
Yeah,
he just made a reference.
I'm itching to talk about it. But
yeah, I mean, that's fair, Trav. You make a good point. There's probably girls right off the rip that you could already tell that I wasn't that interested in.
Lobby blank.
And then girls that I felt super hard for, like you said, I let off the gas too much or put too much on it. It didn't work out.
So my like overarching question here is, after that setup, where do you think that the girl you lost your virginity to? Now I know you guys didn't technically have a real relationship. It was more of just like a friends with benefits thing. But I feel like at the same time, you guys were also like kind of into each other. Like you were pretty into her, at least at first. And where did she fall in the spectrum of I didn't care that much about her to I fell for her at any point?
I mean, at first we were just friends. We just like hit it off at a party, and you guys knew what was going to happen. Like even Robin saw.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. You were vibing. Like I feel like you were into her.
Yeah, I mean, I was into her for a little bit. Obviously, too, she came down from her college on our finals week, and we partied again. And then I saw her over the summer. I think I was like upset at myself how that ended because I was kind of a dick about it.
Can you tell that story?
Which one? Over the summer?
Yeah, how that whole thing ended.
So I don't really know.
You were kind of a dick about it. I'm not going to lie, man.
Share all this episode. I don't know if I can share all this on air.
Okay,
but it was just the fact like I hadn't seen her, and I knew she was taking summer classes, and also you guys were not that far away, so I could see you guys as well too. And Brandon knew beforehand I was thinking about like getting rid of her because he saw I was texting him about it. But then Brandon comes over and we're like playing a game or doing something, and he saw how her and I were vibing. He's like, I'm gonna go. So then Brandon leaves, and we do some things, and then like you guys all come back later and we hang out for like a little bit, and then that night we do some things. And then the next day I left because I had to go back to work or something, and it kind of just ended over text because she felt really bad about herself, how she couldn't how do I put this in a good way? She couldn't make the finish line happen for me.
Finish.
Yeah. So she felt bad about that, and then plus I was being a dick about it because I texted her and was like,
"What did you say to her?"
I was on my way home. Right, I was driving, and I have this rock hard on, and I had mad blue balls, and it hurt really bad because I'm sitting down. So obviously your balls are on the seat, like getting scrunched a little bit and whatever. Yeah. So I think I texted her something like I had mad blue balls or something like that, and she just felt. She
said
bad.
Like thanks a lot.
She felt really bad about it, and then I was like, and then I forget what we said after that, but I was just like, whatever.
I remember because it was like the same night that you were like, thanks a lot. You gave me blue balls. You broke up with her.
Yeah, it was a day. Yeah, but that was kind of shitty.
Didn't she end it though? She texted you and ended it.
Pretty much. She was like, I don't think this is gonna work. Like whatever we're doing. I was like,
she's probably so pissed that she couldn't make him to the finish line.
I think it was both things. It was that and what I texted her.
Dog, I feel like all that too. Like when that happened to you, like, do you feel like that was just?
Did you feel like
blame the girl for that, or do you feel like you were like really nervous and distracted, and it was making it not able to happen?
I honestly think I didn't go hard enough. And that's
yeah, true. Okay, yeah, no, that's a good theory. Yeah, if you were just like,
I was also doing I was also wearing a rubber, so yeah.
Oliver doesn't like rubbers. Confirmed.
Okay, it was like my first time, so I didn't know what to expect or how fast to go, or
But if there's one person who we could say in the group, I mean, it's not like we don't. Me and Brandon at least don't set a very high bar, but. For stamina, I feel like Oliver has the hard lead in the group. Do you still feel like you're that way?
No.
Or do you
nope, not that
feel
way
closer
anymore.
to us now?
Not that way anymore.
No?
No, not at all.
What is your
what changed?
Your times these days?
It's like max 20 minutes.
That's still insane.
Max.
Bro,
I'm going to tell you right now, that's still insane.
Max, maybe. I don't know. Maybe
but
it
that's
depends.
Continuous like insertion 20 minutes.
Yeah.
Dude. You're still lapping us.
Yeah.
Many times.
Most men, I got to take it out after 30 seconds and breathe for another 20.
For real. There got to be a break.
There got to be a break.
So that has to be a break. That whole situation was weird. Yeah.
That dude, I saw those text messages. I think you screenshotted them to us, and then because you were like, she just broke up with me, and you sent it to us, and we were like,
I was kind of a dick about it. Yeah. But also,
like, no shit.
It was my freshman year summer, so I was like, whatever. At that
was
point.
A good summer.
That was a good summer.
Yeah. So I don't know. That was
Then we
that
moved
was
into the suite.
yeah.
Sweet life.
What was your favorite living situation with us? Was it living in the group dorms down the hall from each other? Was it living in the suites together? Or was it living in 482 together? What was your favorite and why?
I don't know. I kind of 482 and kind of the freshman year in the dorms a little bit. Freshman year in the dorms because one, I had my own
unforgettable. That's where it all started.
Unforgettable, and also like it was one of those things where Rob and our other friend who was the RA. So anytime he came to hang out, special time because he didn't come hang out with us, and we all got lit for it. So that was cool. That was always fun.
That's how we first met him and realized we thought he was a stickler, but then we realized he was awesome.
Yeah, exactly. I think 482 was fun in the fact because we all had like our space, but we also had like the common area to hang out, and we weren't like we were off school.
Plus,
property.
we were off camp, so debauchery could take place a little more freely.
Beer happened. You know, we had more freedom. Yeah, we had more freedom. I don't know. I think Robin was a senior at that point in time, so we didn't see him a ton because he went to class and then went home on the weekends. But
on that note, like the friend group has evolved so much, and now I feel like it's mostly just us boys, and then every once in a while, like the other people kind of come in, and I appreciate them. I love those people too. Still, have you ever honestly felt left out or felt like you didn't belong in the friend group? Were there like moments where it was like an hour or days or weeks? Like what was that moment for you?
I feel like your answer has to be almost yes here, because there was a time you were considering leaving the university and going to a different one.
That was only in the fact because I was getting a communications degree and I wanted to be a good degree if I'm spending my parents' money and eventually my money. It wasn't the fact that I wanted to leave because I was being left out of things. And maybe it was the fact that I wanted to do more things in terms of the university or maybe branch out more. But it was mainly because of the fact I wanted to get a better degree. And at that point, I didn't really have the whole scope of our university's degree of my degree at that point, because I was still, I guess, a sophomore. So I hadn't really taken that many major and minor classes. And it was just something that I floated out because I thought about it for a second just to get.
Yeah, at one point you actually cited that you wanted a better like nightlife than what Shepherd had.
Yeah, I think part of that is because when I was in high school, I didn't really go out that and do anything with it. The only time I really went out was with my older brother, and then I saw when my younger brother Peter got in. He went to parties all the time. He had more friends. And I kind of wanted that a little bit to a certain degree, more than I would. And then, you know, at our university, I've always told people this: the university doesn't make you; you make the university.
And
so
we made it though. Like we made the nightlife. We were the nightlife. When we showed up, the night started.
Yeah, it wasn't like you had to have a crazy event or something going on every night. But I mean, and who knows what it would have been? But I mean,
you never answered my question.
What was your question?
Have you ever felt left out?
I don't think so. I think there was times probably when like you guys wanted to play video games and like we didn't hang out. Oh wait, no, I do have one particular time. I'm so
mad at you right now. It's not even funny.
I have actually one particular time. There is one point in time. It was like I think the week of finals or midterms or something. And you guys had all found the new C&O Canal beach. And we had all hung out that day. We were all hanging out. And I was like, hey, I'm going to go study a little bit. Can you guys come back and pick me up? And you guys are all like, yeah, that's fine. Like, whatever. Like 2 hours later, I'm like, all right, can you guys come pick me up? And you guys are like, we can't. Our driver pet the cat too much. We can't come pick you up. And I was kind of upset because you guys just found this place and I wanted to be there to experience it with you. And then I was just like, wow. So then I went down to the river on the other side and I saw the fire you guys had on the other side. And I was like, what the fuck?
Whoa, you went down to inspect?
I went down to pet the
damn, look at them over there having fun.
I went down to pet the cat out of an apple. And then I saw the fire. And I was like, wow. I was like sad and like a little left out of that point because you guys had just found it and I wanted to be there.
That was the first time we discovered.
Yeah, and then everyone was like, we pet the cat too much. We can't come get you. It's not safe. I'm like, all right. I mean, I get that, but still.
Not safe.
Yeah.
With that being said, what do you feel like your role is or was in the friend group?
It's a weird question. I don't know how to put this. I didn't really think we all had like roles or.
Are you the truck freak, the crazy ass?
I didn't really think we had like roles. I mean, obviously, like you and Brandon were in the same dorm, so you guys were right there. I mean, Robin came around when I did, so we were kind of like, hanging out when we could. Or I mean, I was there a lot, so like you guys know of that. But I don't know. I don't think we ever really have roles. I mean, obviously, like people probably said like Travis and Brandon started the parties, or you guys brought everybody together, and everybody else was quote unquote side characters or just happened to be there. But
that's right.
Stay in your lane, bitch.
Usually, like if something were to happen, you guys usually knew about it first before myself or Robin. Or Robin knew about it first and told you guys before I knew about it. So
what? You feel like the third stooge?
I mean, I was like something like that, I guess. I mean, when we all got our like legit friend group, there was a point in time when we made the council group chat, which was fucked. And we kept some people out of it. But we kept like high-ranking members made the decisions of what we were doing.
The council, we literally have that on Discord now. We're such fucking.
Well, I forget who was in. I was in that group chat. I think you guys were in like Robin and somebody else. We kept. Well,
some people were less sane than others. We just had to leave the important decisions out of it.
Hi, Key. If you never had like a gaming group on Discord or like a friend group and you didn't make a different Discord with like one or two guys left out that were just the most annoying, then you're lying.
Yeah, that's fair. William, you got a question? You haven't said much.
No, just listening in. I've said what I made to say.
He's learning the details of Oliver.
Gain information.
Right. Yeah, I think
I don't know much about anybody else. We got to remember. So I'm going to be pretty much silent, and this is just a disclaimer for everyone watching these. I'm the newest member of this group.
I'm the last one to come in. You have potential to pick up decades of information here.
Yeah, but you can still ask one.
So that's what I'm using this as. So like I'm asking the questions that come in that I want to get answers to that are being left out, but I'm going to let you guys ask the questions that you can get the good answers out of, because
it's like when you got picked first for the book report and you just presented it and then you got to watch the whole rest of the class go and you're like, damn, this feels
sitting down and just getting fucking info dumped on. So This is like paradise for me right now.
You're an audience member right now.
I look like I'm like depressed as shit right now. I'm loving all of this information because it's just feeding into me right now.
Cool.
No, you're all good. You're all good.
All right. At one point in time, I wanted to be a history.
All right, where were we with Oliver?
Oh shit, really?
You mentioned something earlier.
Before college, yeah.
You mentioned something earlier. The Schaefer situation.
Yes.
Yes. Can you talk about that?
I think it was just the fact that like we had become friends, like good friends somehow. Like I didn't like care to be friends with her at first, and I guess we had because she came around because her roommate was involved with another individual on the show, aka Brandon. So I don't know. We just became friends, and then at one point in time, it got to a certain point where like we knew it might potentially escalate, and it did. And then I don't know. After that, we kind of didn't really talk to each other because of what happened. I don't know. It kind of ruined our friendship to a certain degree. And then another event happened at a Christmas party at the train station. An event we will not speak of. And then after that, like I apologized to her about it and stuff. And then she was like, "Oh, it's fine." And I was like, "What the fuck? How is it? What?" I kind of glossed over that, but like that, it was pretty much a situation where we were good friends. Robin
didn't like
ambiguous. Her. Robin didn't like her. Robin hated her. He thought she was too.
Yeah.
We had
Robin did hate her. That was funny.
Yeah, we had like secrets. We would say
I didn't particularly like her at that point either because there were certain situations between us over the summer that were not favorable for me.
I don't know. We had like secrets. We would tell each other. We had to see winners coming and just like little secrets about situations or things we knew. which kind of like bonded our friendship, I guess, to a certain degree. And then
I completely just shoved it down and hid it. But I was like pretty salty with you when you guys first started hooking up.
Yeah, that's fair.
I knew I had no right to be, so I just like didn't say or do anything about it.
That's fair. That's true. That was kind of a weird situation probably for you to be in. Yeah, I mean, that was a interesting situation. And then she came back like to our school like a year or two later, and I was like, I don't know.
So many times, and then left for good when she went to somewhere.
She came back after that to a party, like our homecoming party. So she came back and I saw her, and I was like, I do not want to talk to you.
Yeah, she went to like Frost Somewhere College or something like that. I forget what it's called. I think it's called Frost Somewhere College.
Yeah, Will, you got
Frost Somewhere.
Yeah, Frost Somewhere.
That's the one.
No, she was not even worth anyone's time anyway, to be honest. And I hope she hears that.
Go to Dum-Dumware College.
The shade begins.
So,
what do you feel
How
like
do you
your
feel
role
about getting that persona, Shady Boy? When did that come into play? Can someone?
I can explain.
That was his Yik Yak name. We've definitely told that story on here.
Thing. I know it was a Yik Yak thing, and I've heard this story before. And I think
he somehow came up with this name for himself. I mean, it kind of did erupt from.
Finally, get an inside scoop on what made you want to create the personification of Shady Boy to just throw shade at the boys. I think is
true. What did possess you to like
possessed you to create?
You said some mean shit, man.
Did that or what? Or were they the start, or was it something else that started and they just got sucked in?
I think
you definitely said mean things on other people's posts too. Random stuff. It was just your being mean account, right?
Yeah. So Yik Yak you can make handles and names, and I don't even know how I came up with the name. Honestly, I don't even know.
I feel like it was spawned off because we were always saying that you threw shade at people all the time. Like that was another one of our jokes against you in that early friend group. It used to be shade at everyone all the time.
Shade, and people were growing palm trees and stuff. I think that probably played into it. I don't remember the whole reason why I started, but I thought it would just be funny to like from someone inside the friend group knows about the jokes inside, but is acting like an outsider perspective. So like someone that obviously like was from Turner, but wasn't in the friend group, but somehow knew what was happening.
Yeah, you got a sick kick out of us trying to figure out who it was,
but not enough to like make it seem like they were in the friend group.
So you didn't mean any of it, right? It was purely like a prank. You weren't trying to like get back some like harbored hatred at us or something.
No. I think it was just the fact to see how like you guys would react. And at one point in time, you guys were like, "We've got to figure out who this is." I'm like, "Yeah, we got to figure out
So you were showing me a Yik Yak on your phone, and I turned on your handle.
Yeah, Yik Yak was ruthless though, because you could say whatever you wanted, no one knew who the fuck it was.
That fucking moment was just priceless.
Travis was like,
"Was I there for this? Was I there?"
It was in your guys' dorm. It was in your guys' dorm.
No, it was. I remember exactly where it was. Actually, where I turned on the handle, it was a little bit up from not the side of the river that had the beach, but the other side that had the boat dock. It was a little bit up in the woods from the boat dock where there was that big rock.
It might have been the story that you told, or I was there, but I just have this picture of Travis being.
You were there. I'm pretty sure you were.
I was there too.
You were obviously there because it was your phone, but Brandon was also there.
Yeah, you were there.
Son of a bitch!
You guys were like, "We knew it was you. We knew it."
I knew it all right now.
But at that point in time, I hadn't posted anything on Yik Yak in a while. Like you guys were like, we haven't seen Shady Boy in a while. You even have Yik
Yak? So I live with you, Oliver, and I've noticed a lot of smell good aromas these days coming from your bedroom.
Obviously masked the musk.
The Oliver smell was a meme that was around for a long time.
Yeah,
it's still around.
It's still a great meme.
It's still a great meme. Did that meme ever hurt your feelings?
Maybe at one point in time, like early on, because I was like, everybody has a smell, bro. It might be a bad smell.
And yours doesn't smell bad, by the way. Like it doesn't smell bad. It's just
everybody has a smell. So I was like, all right, why is mine the only one being talked about?
Because it was that powerful. That's why.
Yeah.
It's seriously, I've never met a smell like I've never met a person's like default smell that makes the room thick like yours. Like I could cut it with a knife when I'm in your room. Cut the air.
Yeah.
Did your girlfriend tell you that you need to start putting like burning incense in your room or something like that?
No, she's never once said that.
I think she said she likes it actually. She said it makes her feel at home now.
Yeah, like if she borrows one of my sweatshirts or something, yeah.
You never talked about this on the podcast.
What?
I don't want to know your retroactive thoughts now that everything has settled down.
The dust has settled.
The dust has settled. We talked about homecoming, but we glazed over a lot of the drama that happened on that day. I wanna hear a first account from you.
Oh my god!
About what
from
happened.
me?
Yes.
So I thought my girlfriend at the time was being annoying about wanting me to drink her beer, and I had already had like 3 or 4 drinks or more at this point. So had she. And she was going to pour hers in mine, and I didn't want her to do that. So when I squeezed the bottle, it hit her face, right? Everyone knows the story.
The audience
okay, yeah. So I squeezed. She had it right here, and I squeezed it, so it splashed in her face a little bit. It was a full can, so it didn't take. It was a full can, so it didn't take that much force. It'd be different if there was like this much left.
True.
Can I refute that claim?
It was a full can. I was there. It was full.
I was outside of Travis's old work, and I had a Coca-Cola, and I was like, okay, let's find out how much force
Brandyn, it
takes.
Was a full. Her face was right here, though, and I went like this. It wasn't like boom. It wasn't like hard. I was there. I know what happened.
I'm just doing my scientific hypothesis. It can be right.
Okay, you have a Coke can. It's different than a beer can. But go ahead.
I squeezed it, and it had to have been hard if it splashed into her face.
Did you go like this? Was your face right next to it, or did you go like this and squeeze it?
I did a couple of different pressures. I did one super light, and it kind of just oozed out. I did a medium one where it splashed out a little bit, but it was only a few drops. And then I squeezed hard.
Did you see her face after? How wet was it?
Yeah, how wet was her face?
It wasn't that wet. She just you just got a little bit in her nose. So she wiped it off, and then she was like super mad, super mad at first, and then I was trying.
Mad is like an understatement from what I heard.
Yeah. Anyway, and then we talked for we talked in the corner for like 10, 15 minutes, and people kept coming over trying to talk to us. I'm like, please go away, please go away. This is so annoying that you're coming over to talk to us right now. And then, the conversation went okay. It didn't go that great. And then I was going to keep talking to her, left with her big because they were leaving because she wanted to be away from me. And then after that, I wanted to talk to her again before we left. And then she wouldn't tell me where she was. And then Brandyn pulled this ruse to get me and Will to leave so he could figure out the scoop because apparently a town crier told him everything that was happening. So.
Jeez.
Yeah.
So the results of that with your girlfriend were what?
I mean, like we went out that night, and then I talked to her on the phone for like an hour and a half before I even got to the bar. And Brandyn and Austin came out like, "Are you okay?" I'm like, "Yeah, I'm fine. Just go back inside." So we were okay. She was just mad at the situation and how it happened, and she after the fact, she was saying it wasn't necessarily all my fault because before that she was being really mean to me, like even before that happened, and she knew that, but that doesn't warrant what I did. So the result of that is we pretty much went on a break, because she didn't like the situation. I didn't like the situation, but she also had the end of her school year coming up, and she wanted to do all of her projects and things, and she was kind of having
You
a
don't
little
want to
bit
be tangled up in relationship drama at that point.
She was also getting ready for the real world, which I get that. A little bit of senioritis. I've been there, so it sucks, especially if you're not ready for it. And I don't think she necessarily was at the point in time, so I get that. And her parents are always mean to her about little shit, so like that could have been in a play too. But yeah,
I'd like to meet somebody who felt ready for like their capstone and the end of their graduation and stuff.
Yeah. Like you can be ready for it, but like you're not really ready. But I don't know. So it was just
unless
a
you're
combination
like a fucking nerd.
Yeah, and it was a combination of that.
He has
and
like a super brain, so sure of himself.
Just got on a break, and then we got back together. So that's the end of that, I guess.
Was there ever a time in college that you like wanted to drop out because a class was so hard, or you like felt like a failure or anything like that?
No, I think. The only class I really truly hated was a geography class. And this professor was so terrible, bro. And I just figured if I could just get out with like a C or B and just be done with it,
you're golden.
Yeah, but that didn't happen. I failed the class. That wasn't cool because eventually my dad at the end of the semester see my grades because I had to pay my bills for the next semester, and he saw it when he logged onto my account. Is this? And I was like, shit. So
my life was awesome because my parents didn't know how to log on.
Yeah, facts.
So I could do it on my time.
At a certain point in time, my parents were just okay with me telling them. But at that point, my dad was paying for my student loan, my bills. So he had to see it as soon as he logged on. So that was like the only time. I mean, every other class wasn't like crazy hard. I mean, most classes I had at most B's, or I got occasional C, I got occasional A's. So it wasn't that bad.
For such a character of a human being, you have really presented yourself really well. And I what I wanted to do in this episode was really showcase the person that is Oliver. Because to be honest, it's like, okay, give me a few words about Oliver, and we can go down this rabbit hole of like what your history is like. But if I had to describe your personality, I don't think I fucking could.
Yeah.
There's just too many things. Like I don't know. There's too many things. I have a lot of siblings and stuff too, so there's so many memories and experiences and things I've done and stuff like that I don't know. Just make me different.
See if you can drum this up. See if you can drum this up. If we kind of wrap it all up here. 3 words, 3 positive words, things you like about yourself, things that you think describe you, and 3 negative ones, things you don't like about yourself, things that you wish, flaws that you wish you could work on. I need 3 of each.
All right, so I'll go positive first, I guess.
Yeah, got to start with the good.
I think I'm determined. I would say determined. I'm a hard worker. Like
only one who graduated on time.
I mean, well, not just that. Like in terms of my job and stuff too. Like I've done some shitty jobs, and I don't like complain about it. I do it. So I say determined, hard worker, and I'm pretty friendly with most people. Like this is going to sound like cliche, but I go by Travis's phrase: "You're friends with someone until they prove you otherwise." So like, I mean,
yeah, baby.
There's nothing wrong with that. Like it's a good motto to have. You know, that person could be your best friend eventually. You don't know. So I would say those 3 things: friendly, determined, I'm a hard worker. Negative things. I think sometimes I get tunnel vision, or I get too focused on some things, and that's something Bailey doesn't like, where I get so like zoned in on something, I can't focus on other things. Like I can't so tunneled into that specific thing, or that's whatever's happening in the moment.
Feel that?
Which, you guys might feel that way too. I don't know. Another thing that I'm bad at, or a negative thing. I'm trying to think. Negative.
This boy really loves himself.
No, I think one thing is too, as I care about, like, I don't know, I care about my money too much sometimes. Like I just don't spend the money if I know eventually I'm going to spend it. Or whatever it's going to be. I'm like because I'm careful with it, but I also like don't spend it on things that I could spend or should for other people, or things because I know even at the end, I know I'm going to have enough money at the end. I just like the feeling of being able and being secure with my money. So like, just so like just kind of that to a certain degree. I mean, even if I have money, like it's like I can spend it.
I worked with somebody, and I'll make this quick so that we can get on. I worked with somebody, and he took a test, or like he went and seen somebody, and they tested him on something. That's a trait that he had, and it means that like you don't see money as a material thing. Like you just you like money itself. Like you just like the security that money brings you.
Yeah, you like hoarding all your nuts.
Mr. Krabs.
Another thing could be like massive decisions, or like sometimes decisions that I'm too I'm too indecisive about it. Some things or some events or some decisions that are kind of big and I need to make them like on the spot. And like, sometimes
it slips away.
Yeah, like sometimes I do well under pressure and I can figure it out, but that's not always the case.
Yeah,
so
sometimes it gets a little too much.
Yeah, sometimes it's just too much all at once, or it's something I could have easily thought about for 5 minutes and made a decision and said, now I'm waiting till the last second. Now the decision, if I make a wrong or right one, it could impact people in a negative or positive light.
We asked you a lot of hard questions. We asked you a lot of deep. Hope everybody's ready for the next episode, which will be Savvy Travy. Oliver, we love you. We appreciate you and everything that you are. Even if you make some weird decisions sometimes, even if you are indecisive.
You're no doubt the funniest in the group.
And the most hardworking, dog. I got to give it to you. You're a fucking workhorse.
Your string of shite jobs made me feel so bad, but you trucked through it all.
Trucking through.
And now I think you've got the one you deserved the whole time.
I appreciate it. Thanks, boys.
Mm-hmm.
Of course. We love you, brother. I have one final question for you, though.
Okay.
When was the last time you shit yourself?
Last time I shit myself, I already know the answer. I already know it. It was freshman year.
Oh, God.
It was freshman year. We were in college. I mean, there's probably one before, but I just remember this one right now for some reason.
I remember the other one.
We were in the dorm room in Turner, and you guys were playing video games or something. I was sitting on the ground. I think we had just eaten like Chipotle or Taco Bell. It was really bad. And
that'll do it.
I shat myself. Shat myself. And I was like, I'm going to use the bathroom. You guys didn't think anything. Probably right. Shat myself, cleaned myself up, went to my room, changed, went downstairs, did my laundry, put in the laundry, came back up, and you guys are like, where the fuck have you been?
What was your excuse?
What
was your excuse?
I don't remember what I said, but I may have
said I was putting some laundry in.
I may have admitted it, but yeah, we had just eaten Taco Bell or Chipotle or something.
That'll do you.
I was like, this is a bad idea.
That'll do.
Yeah.
Excellent. Oliver will give you access to all the questions that we gave you. And Travis will set up the questions for the next episode.
After the new year.
I'm setting up the questions for my own interview.
No, we're doing that. It's 9/11 at December 29th. By the time that you see these episodes, it'll be the new year. Happy New Year, everybody. I hope 2022 starts off fantastic for you guys. We really appreciate all of the fucking people, all 12 of you that tune in every single week.
Hey, we have a new fan that I found out about, actually.
Oh, really?
What? We have a new fan who's been listening to our episodes.
Who?
Jess's brother.
What?
Yeah. What is he?
He's 16. He technically shouldn't be watching, but I'll let it slide.
Let it slide, brother. Well, I appreciate you, Jess's brother, whatever the fuck your name is. You're the fucking goat. I appreciate everybody else that's been watching. You guys are the greatest. I know I'm not supposed to. People have clicked off already, by the way, but I this year has been fucking crazy.
No, I think we should do more end cards that are nice for our fans.
Yeah, I think we should. This year's been crazy, and we've got a lot of big plans for you guys. So this is just a start. We're making you guys know who the fuck we are.
Getting serious about the podcast.
Oh my God.
At 100 episodes, we're getting serious finally.
Yeah, we're finally taking this shit seriously.
We decided. I feel like episodes like 1 to 30, very high effort. Episodes 30 to 90,
no effort.
Meh. 90 on, we are fucking back, baby.
We're back. Some of them are funny though.
I'm excited to see what comes in 2022. Love you, boys. It's been Brandon.
I'm Oliver.
I'm Travis.
I'm Will.
You guys listen to Real Sensitive Guy Hours, episode 94, The Curious Case of Oliver Wickiser. Have a good night.